Pet rabbits are becoming more and more popular. However, taking care of a rabbit is different from taking care of a cat or dog. They need extra care and have different costs. When you adopt a new pet, you must have the finances to take care of them. Rabbits can be a bit more expensive than you may think. They need an enclosure, as well as lots of other equipment. This video will help you plan out the expenses of owning a rabbit. Preferably, you should have all the money needed set aside before adopting your new bunny. Bringing home a new rabbit, one-time costs. When you first decide to bring a bunny home, you'll be spending money on the rabbit and its long-term care needs. Your new pet will need things like an enclosure, food bowls, and other one-time purchases. These can vary depending on what you buy, but they will likely be substantial either way. Here are some of the short-term costs you'll need to consider when you first bring your rabbit home. Free. Sometimes, you will find rabbits for free. These rabbits are typically from owners who did not spay or neuter their pet and ended up with an accidental pregnancy. By adopting a free rabbit, you would provide home and care to an animal who needs it. You should take the opportunity to investigate the living conditions and the diet the parent rabbits are receiving. If you know the owners can improve their rabbit's quality of life, you can provide friendly suggestions. Have them consider desexing or at least separating males from females if they do not wish to breed their rabbits. Adoption. $50 to $100. Some animal shelters also keep rabbits, so you may be able to find one incredibly cheap from these locations. Usually, these rabbits were surrendered by owners who were unable to care for them anymore. Generally speaking, stray rabbits aren't a thing. If a rabbit gets out, it will usually not be caught by someone and brought to a shelter. These rabbits are usually older and may have pre-existing conditions. However, they are a bit cheaper than getting a rabbit from a breeder in most cases. Breeder. $50 to $100. If you purchase a rabbit from a breeder, the price can vary quite a bit. Common breeds of rabbits usually cost around $50 or lower. Rare rabbit breeds may cost as much as $100. Because rabbits breed quickly, they are generally not as expensive as some other animals. For example, most dogs only breed once a year, while rabbits can have multiple litters. There are more rabbits to go around, so they tend to be cheaper than other animals. Show rabbits and those from champion lines may cost more. However, they usually do not cost more than a few $100s. Nourish your pet from the inside out with wild Alaskan salmon oil. Sourced from the wild, pristine waters of Alaska, our oil is packed with essential omega-3 fatty acids that promote a shiny coat, support joint health, and boost the immune system. Give your furry friend the gift of optimal health and vitality with wild Alaskan salmon oil. Go to bemixpets.com and get 22% off. Supplies. Bunny costs don't stop after you have brought your new furry friend home. The enclosure you keep your rabbit in is important. There is a lot of controversy regarding the bottom of these enclosures. Wire bottom cages have an advantage from a sanitary viewpoint since the rabbit's biological waste drains out. They are easier to clean and prevent rabbits from having long contact with their waste. However, some kinds of wire bottom cages can cause sore feet in rabbits. A good option is to invest in thick, PVC-coated wire and to always provide a section of alternative flooring for your rabbit inside the cage. This automatically makes these enclosures more expensive than what you may purchase for other small animals, but it will save you a headache and keep your rabbits healthy. You will also need a decently large hutch. Typically, you can expect to spend about $150 to $200. Yes, this means the enclosure will likely cost more than the actual rabbit. Indoor hutches are usually less expensive. However, you should still expect to spend at least $100. In many cases, you can save money by building your hutch. This is much easier than it sounds. You can find many guides online. In this case, the only cost you have to consider is the cost of supplies, which will vary depending on your location and which tutorial you're following. You will also need to purchase things for the enclosure, like a water bowl and hay rack. These are typically very inexpensive. You can buy both food and water bowls for less than $10. Annual expenses. After your rabbit's startup cost, you can also expect to spend a decent amount on food and other supplies each year. You will need to consider health care and grooming as well. Individual rabbits require more grooming than others, typically depending on their coat length. Health care. Rabbits are usually pretty cheap when it comes to health care as long as they are adequately cared for. Rabbits can quickly get sick or develop injuries from improper care. They are not particularly robust animals and can be very sensitive. However, a rabbit that is cared for properly usually stays pretty healthy and will not need much vet care. Vaccinations. To this day, there are no licensed rabbit vaccines available in the USA. In other countries such as the UK, European Union, Australia, and New Zealand, vaccinations exist to protect against myxomatosis and rabbit viral hemorrhagic disease, RVHD. These are both acute and fatal diseases. Cases are uncommon in the USA, but if there is an outbreak, the vaccine will need to be specially imported with the permission of a state veterinarian, which could potentially increase the cost. Having some money set aside for this purpose is important. If you enjoyed this video, kindly press the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Thank you for watching.